Port Botany operates as Sydney's primary maritime choke point, an industrial machine that rarely stops moving. Thousands of identical steel boxes pass through these gates every single day. For international smugglers, this sheer volume provides the perfect camouflage. This chart shows the street value of cocaine across major global markets. You can see how Australia dwarfs the rest of the world, offering profit margins that criminal networks struggle to find anywhere else. Because buyers here pay a massive premium, a standard shipping route to Sydney operates as an incredibly lucrative target for transnational syndicates. Securing this perimeter requires counterintelligence strategies that target the financial backbone of global smuggling syndicates. The operation began before the ship even docked. International intelligence systems and risk assessment algorithms flagged one specific, completely ordinary-looking container. Instead of prying it open immediately, Australian Border Force officers ran the container through advanced X-ray scanning technology to peer inside. The scans confirmed the presence of hundreds of concealed packages. Laboratory tests would later identify the contents as cocaine, carrying a local street value of over 400 million Australian dollars. Investigators faced a difficult choice. Seizing the drugs at the port creates a single, immediate success, but often allows the overseas suppliers to write off the loss and maintain their existing local infrastructure. Authorities chose to take a calculated risk. They decided to let the shipment proceed, pivoting from a standard seizure to a complex surveillance trap. The cocaine shipment provided a rare window into the cartel's internal logistics, allowing investigators to track the network from the port to its final destination. Police secretly intercepted the container, removed every trace of the narcotics, and packed it with visually identical, harmless materials. Before releasing it back into the wild, they wired the box with covert tracking and audio surveillance equipment to monitor everywhere it went. The container eventually arrived at a quiet, unassuming industrial complex in Sydney. Specialist tactical units surrounded the perimeter, spending days hidden in the shadows as they tracked every vehicle and recorded every person approaching the drop site. Eventually, the local operatives arrived, confident they were about to collect their massive illicit payday. The police held their ground, letting the suspects interact with the container until they had documented enough incriminating behavior to secure convictions. This operation leveraged the group's own logistical movements against them, turning a routine pickup into a documented sequence of criminal acts. Faster, more urgently, coordinated tactical teams breached multiple locations across Sydney simultaneously. Officers immediately arrested the individuals tasked with retrieving and moving the shipment, but the real prize for law enforcement was the cache of smartphones, encrypted laptops, and financial ledgers recovered during the search warrants. By neutralizing this specific crew, authorities severed the network's ability to push hundreds of kilos of product out to Australian cities. Taking down the Sydney distributors was a severe blow, leaving the international architects of the shipment exposed to the next phase of the investigation. The chaotic raids quickly gave way to the quiet, methodical work of forensic laboratories. Analysts spent months pulling data from the seized electronics, treating every deleted text, phone log, and travel itinerary as a critical piece of evidence. This network map shows how digital intelligence traces the connections from the arrested local operatives, reaching outward to international communication hubs and offshore servers. Following the money trail is the most reliable method for unmasking the individuals who actually financed the $400 million payload. Dismantling these cartels requires taking the evidence from a physical raid and using it to map the structure of a hidden transnational corporation. Today, the legal proceedings against the accused individuals continue to make their way through the Australian courts. The operation successfully kept hundreds of millions of dollars of narcotics from reaching communities across the country. It shows that defending a modern border relies heavily on robust international cooperation and advanced intelligence sharing. By converting intercepted contraband into a strategic asset, authorities can now map criminal networks that once operated entirely in the dark.